You know what Toronto has? A really cool rooftop, and they're taking advantage of that prime position on Monday, April 8th, and hosting an eclipse viewing party. It's called Tratality, and for $50, they're offering a welcome drink, a spread of appetizers, and access to watch the eclipse on the roof. Now, Toronto will not be open to the public otherwise, so this is your chance to get up there for the eclipse on Monday, April 8th. Limited number of tickets remain, and you can purchase them online through Friday, April 5th at TorontoRochester.com.
Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 96 in Victor, and online at VictorCDJR.com.
Circulaw, because sometimes unexpected things happen in life. Maybe you're accused of a crime you didn't knowingly commit. That's a terrible feeling, and you don't know where to turn. You turn to Circulaw by calling them at 585-385-2510. And here's why. Their foundation lies in the belief that everyone deserves a fair defense. Steve Circu and his team will strive to ensure that your rights are protected and they leave no stone unturned in building a robust case. So if you're accused of a crime you didn't knowingly commit or possibly facing a DWI, Circulaw will defend your rights and personal freedoms. They've litigated criminal cases of every scenario, simple misdemeanors, serious felony offenses. They've done it all. At Circulaw, they believe preparation is key and make sure to thoroughly prepare for every possible scenario. So again, if you've been charged with a crime and need a defense attorney with integrity and experience, both in and out of the courtroom, there's none better than Steve Circu and Circulaw. 585-385-2510, or email them through their secure contact page at circulaw.com. Make sure your rights are protected with Circulaw.
From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport, and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome. Thanks for getting your pod on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word about the pirate ship. I'm so excited today. So excited. From the European continent, we go over to Ireland. Darren Wynne, who everybody fell in love with, Darren. Everybody fell in love with Darren after he was on the St. Patrick's Day podcast over at Mulconnery's.
Yeah, that was quite fun.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Everyone was saying to me, you got to get him back, man. He is hilarious. He is so funny. This is crazy. But Darren was a professional soccer player, as we call it in the United States, football, or in the rest of the world, where, you know, we always think we're right in America.
Yeah.
We're very myopic.
Well, the way I look at it, Bill, is, you know, football, if you kind of break those two syllables up, foot and ball.
Yes, it only makes sense.
It does.
It only makes
where,
sense.
you know, the American game is more like hand, egg.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it is. But you know what I don't understand is, where did the term soccer come from?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't either.
No
I have
clue
no
whatsoever.
Idea. But Darren was a goalkeeper, a professional.
Yeah.
Over in Ireland.
Yeah. Played in Ireland with Sligo Rovers, home farm. And then I was on loan with Newrytown in Northern Ireland as well. Before I went to England, and then I was playing in
How was it in Northern Ireland? You're from Southern Ireland. Is there still a little bit of animosity there?
Most definitely.
Yeah, there's always bad apples.
Most definitely,
No,
really.
you probably heard another accent there, Bill.
Yes, I did.
That's one of my players, Robby. Robbie's from Glasgow.
Yep. Glasgow, which my parents have been and loved. They raved about Scotland.
About Scotland, especially Edinburgh's great for tourists.
Yeah,
Edinburgh's a nice place. Glasgow's more for the nightlife.
Yeah.
And to getting your back pocket robbed.
Yes.
Is there a lot of like crime over there?
No.
Just pickpockets?
A lot of pickpockets and stuff, but there's not too much crime. There's a lot more in London and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think like kind of more of the argumentative side, going back into the football is good, and that's why I brought Robby here today, because Robby's a Rangers fan and I'm a Celtic fan, so it's kind of like the Pats and the Bills.
I got
they
you.
hate each other, but it's more kind of religious over there.
Yeah. Go back to the Northern Ireland thing just for a brief moment, because I come from a predominantly Irish Catholic background. My parents switched to Protestantism when I was 7.
Gotcha.
My grandfather would not talk to his daughter, my mother, for a year. He was so upset over this. And then the term car bomb, which is a very popular drink over here, my grandmother used to get very upset and would say to me, no, you can have it, but please call it something else, because people died. And we don't, over here it's like, yeah, car bomb, the Irish car bomb. And
Let me tell you a story, Bill.
Yeah.
So I was actually dating a girl from Buffalo back in 2004. And actually it was actually earlier than that. It was 2002. And she came over to visit me in Ireland. And she went to Cortland State as a student. And I think she studied psychology. But we were in a bar in Ireland and she was like, hey, bartender, can I get 5 car bombs? And everybody just turned around and looked at her. I was like, what? Like, you don't ask for that,
No.
especially in Ireland and in Northern Ireland. In Glasgow, yeah, you probably would. Would you? Do you know even what that is?
No.
No. Okay.
That's before my time.
yeah. Well, it was before your time, but I mean, I also think it's something that it's an insensitivity that you don't think about.
You don't think about it, yeah, at all.
Which is wrong in and of itself, because people, this was awful.
Yeah.
And then, are you familiar with the Westies? The Westies were an Irish gang in New York City. They were really in Hell's Kitchen. They were supposed to be one of the baddest groups of people ever. They would like kill somebody, cut off their hand, keep it in the freezer, and the next crime they committed, they would take the hand out of the freezer and wrap it around the gun. Wow. So they had the dead man. Now,
I'll tell you, us Irish are very intuitive.
Yes, I think so. That's
it's
very
great
good.
having an Irish coach, isn't it?
So here's what you are the head coach of the Bobcats, but it's the Bryant and Stratton, which is amazing to me because I never thought of Bryant and Stratton as anything other than the college that was sort of a 2-year school. They advertised on TV.
Yeah.
And it was almost like if you couldn't get anywhere else, you went there.
Well, here's kind of like how I feel. There's a stigma around Bryant and Stratton. So obviously, people go to work, and at an early age, like I was the same way when I was living in Ireland. But over here, if you don't kind of do well in a normal 4-year setting, have a tendency to either go back to an MCC, or Bryant and Stratton. We have a lot of like kind of older, 22, 23, 24s that maybe are kind of reshifting in their career to be able to kind of go back to school to make a better life for themselves.
100%.
We kind of use athletics from the standpoint of building an athletic program, and not only building the athletic program, but also bringing young kids to the country from out of, like we have 3 or 4 Germans coming in. We have a Swedish kid coming in.
So here's what's fascinating to me. First of all, I didn't know Bryant and Stratton had athletics,
right? So
and then it's Division 2.
So we're Division 1 USCAA, which we're allowed to give scholarships out. So we're kind of on the same lines of NCAA Division 2.
Okay, same lines.
So if we were to say jump into NCAA 2, we would probably play like against Roberts. There's a conference there: Roberts, Damon, Deauville, Thomas Aquinas, and then there's a few teams downstate as well.
Okay, how did you hook up with them to become the head coach?
Right, so I actually saw the advert and applied for it and got it, and talked to the previous athletic director, who is no longer with us now.
Are you the athletic director
as well?
So you're over every sport they have.
Yes, we have. Man. Yes, I am a busy man. So we have men's soccer, and we also have men's basketball, and we have esports. So we are
esports.
Yeah, so gaming.
So that's becoming
a
thing. Yes, it is. Yes.
So now we're bringing on women's soccer in the fall, and bringing back women's basketball, and we're also looking to add next year for 2025 women's volleyball, men's and women's golf.
So where does the
track
money
and field and rugby?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. My son loves the esport. I mean, you watch guys stream on Kick and different things all the time who are just playing esports stuff. But where does the money come from for all that? Because that's a lot of undertaking.
So we have a budget. From the budget, we also work on the side of like players coming in. They don't qualify for the normal Title IV like funding, like TAP and Pell and student loans, where they actually come in and actually pay. We give them a scholarship, and they pay the difference of the scholarship.
Will you? So will the college expand?
Yeah, well, we're always trying to expand.
Right,
that's the biggest thing. Like a growth mindset for me is always trying to be able to develop the program that I'm working on. So we started our men's soccer program, in 2021 with 15 players. Then last 2022 we had 25 players, and then last year we finished with 43.
So how do you find guys like Robby, right? How do you find guys like Robby then?
So this young man to my left is Robby Mackenzie. Say hello, Robby.
Hello.
Robby actually was at another college, Campbellsville University down in Kentucky.
Yep.
And didn't like it.
Didn't like it. Where in Kentucky is that?
Tell your story, Robby.
So it was in an hour away from Louisville.
Okay.
But no, I enjoyed my time there as a whole in terms of college life. But in terms of soccer, I lost my love of it really. Didn't get as much game time as I would have liked. And I was looking out for new places, new options, and I wasn't too sure. Like I didn't really have a place I wanted to go. There was a college I was talking to near Alabama, and there's a few places, but for coach, like he managed to. I sent him an email. That's what it was.
You sent an email.
I just did it all through myself. I created highlight clips of all my own stuff, and emailed numbers of colleges, lots of them, and got in touch with coach, and he got back to me, and just it went from there. We got on a phone call, and actually, funny thing about our first phone call, I don't know if you remember this. Me and coach, he's set up this meeting time and whatever, and it's a Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, and I've missed our meeting time.
That's right.
And
you did.
He texts me and was like, "No, you just ruined my day. Like, we're not going to talk about this again." And I thought, that's the deal done. I'm never getting here.
So, but you were with another agency, GSR out of the UK, and they had actually kind of introduced us as well from that standpoint. So you were able to get my information from them. So there's a lot of agencies around Europe, mainland Europe, and also in England.
Are you one of the only ones in the area recruiting from Europe? I don't.
No, I think GCC is as well.
They do, yeah.
So they have an Irish coach there, Ken.
Okay. But does it take someone like that to be aware?
I think so.
Yeah,
because
I do too.
Previously, like when I was growing up, there was a lot of players going to America to get full scholarships or whatnot. I actually turned down one in Arkansas just to play pro football. I actually didn't want to go to school. I was not great at school. It actually took me about 16 years to get a 3.6 GPA when I went back to school. Like that was one of the things. Like I just wasn't mature enough in that sense, and I just kind of wanted to play pro football.
So, you wanted to play pro?
Yeah. That was kind of my dream, like my passion. It was just like watching everybody on TV that I looked up to as a kind of a role model as a player and a goalkeeper and whatnot, and I just wanted to play.
What was so you played professionally in Ireland. How do you feel like coming here? You waited for your career to end and then you came here in your late 20s?
Yeah, I actually, it was funny because I actually came here in 2025 to Syracuse, as I talked about on the last one on St. Patrick's Day. And a friend of mine was there and I ended up playing in a game, and the guy who owned the soccer center, Pete, he was like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, from Ireland." And he goes, "What position do you play?" And I was like, "Guess." And he was like, centre mid. And I was like, that's how good I was, Robby. Centre mid. And he goes, I was like, no. And he goes, right back, no. Centre back, no. And so he couldn't believe that I was a goalkeeper after I told him. So it's kind of funny, but like I always thought myself that I would actually end up in America. I just didn't know what kind of, when it was.
Yeah. Did you always want to end up in America?
Yeah, I think because like influenced, like American kind of culture is very much influenced through TV back in Ireland and England. Yeah. So we see a lot of the American programs, shows, movies, and everything else. So like that was kind of one of the things for me getting to the US. Yeah. So I was on vacation, got offered a job, went back home, then came back in legally, like on a visa so I could work and whatnot, and then that was it. 18 years later.
Robby, did you always want to come to the United States as well?
Yeah, I always, like you said, we always see it through TV shows and movies and stuff like High School Musical, all these things when you're younger.
Sure, yeah.
That's very cringeworthy.
High School Musical,
that's fantastic movie. I'm not going to hear any slander. No, so you obviously always see it through that, and that was a life I wanted to live. It's obviously not that way.
Yeah.
You don't get up in the cafeteria and start singing.
Now,
but
his brothers are about a little bit older than you. One's 22 and one's 23.
Yeah.
So High School Musical, I remember watching with them. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
fantastic movie. Fantastic.
Would you rate it on IMDb?
Oh, 100%. 100%. So yeah, that was what I think I always just wanted to have an experience of it. I didn't think I would be here for a scholarship. That only came around when I was around 16, 17.
Yeah.
And it just went from there. Really.
Yeah. Did you ever want to play professional?
I think there was levels that I realise I can get to. And when I was back home, if I wanted to play as much football as I am now at college, I would not have been able to have a work balance. Like I wouldn't be able to play and work at the same time. So this opportunity out here was perfect for me because I was able to get a degree at Bryant and Stratton College and also play under coach here.
Yeah. What is the what position do you play?
Left back.
Okay, and do you want to?
It's usually mainly in the dressing room, but we won't go there.
I looked at you straight away.
I was waiting. What do you want to do? Like, would you stay here when you graduate, or?
Well, I've got my girlfriend right now. She's from Dublin, Ireland. So me and her are working things out because I'm a senior now coming up. So I'm not too sure what I want to do yet, to be honest. I think my family would like me to come back home. Obviously, I was only 17 when I left for America.
He's actually the baby face of the whole team.
Yeah, I was going to say, he looks...
Oh, there's
he actually looks older.
Yeah, no, he's 14. He just turned 14.
I'll be thankful in 20 years' time, I can tell you.
Well, you will be. That's absolutely true. You will be. How hard was it, and what was the adjustment like coming to America? Because we think, that they're going where you don't have, I want to say the language, but there is language, a little bit barrier, right? A little bit of a transition. English, American slang is something to pick up on.
Yeah, we just talked about that on the way over.
Did you?
Yeah, we did actually. Yeah, so coach, obviously it takes a while to get used to, and for me, I think I've changed my accent, especially for right now, like on the podcast. I'm changing my accent a little more than what I would usually speak like at training.
Yeah.
What do you speak like? What would it be at training?
I don't know, like talk like this, a wee bit like this, you know what I mean? Like talk a wee bit like that, and it doesn't sound very good. I'm proud of it because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
But for the sake of a podcast,
it's hard for people to understand.
It's very hard for people to understand.
Do we speak slower here? We do.
You do.
Because
yeah.
there's a lot of times you go to certain parts of the world and they go, you speak so fast, especially in the Northeast, even in America. You'll go down.
I've actually had to slow down my accent a lot.
Well, I know that Damien has gone home
to
Ireland, and people say to him, "You sound American."
I've actually had that. So
really,
yeah, I went back actually for a point. So I didn't just go back for 1 point. I had many points back in Ireland, but I went back for, I think I want to say it was my in 2011 recruiting when I was at another college, and my mom turned around and said to me, like, all the boys are down in Downey's pub, should go down and have a pint. And I was like, you know what, I'll go down and see them all. Went down and they were like, oh, the American prodigal son returns kind of thing. And they were like, do you want a pint? And I was like, I'm looking forward to a pint of Guinness. So they poured the pint of Guinness, they handed it to me, and I took a big mouthful and I was like, oh, and they were like, what's that taste like? And I said, awesome. And they were like, get out straight away. And I was like, oh, no, it means it's deadly. It tastes deadly. Because deadly in Ireland means like it's amazing.
Yeah.
But like when you come here, I was always saying, they were all like, what did you say?
When you say deadly, you say?
I'd say deadly.
Yeah.
They're like, but when I was talking to them, they would say the same. They were like, what? Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah.
And I actually noticed that I had to slow down for kids to even understand me.
Yeah.
So when, like, I was coaching this team, this U9 team, and I was like, can you grab your footballs? And they were like, you mean the soccer balls, coach?
Yeah.
I'm like,
soccer balls.
Yeah, can you just grab the soccer balls? So, yeah, when I go home, they say to me, yeah, you've got an American accent.
Yeah. So how did you meet the girl from Dublin?
Actually, we met each other in Portugal.
Okay.
I was on vacation for my team Rangers for the Europa League final, and we were out on the strip, as you call it, like the nightclub area in Portugal, And talking about, remember you were talking about religion earlier,
Yeah.
and like the Protestants and
Yeah.
Catholic whole thing. Well, she's an Irish Catholic, like what you were saying, and predominantly.
And what are you, Robby?
I'm nothing, but predominantly our fan base is Protestant.
Yeah.
And she went on this girls' trip without knowing that Rangers fans were going to be there at the same time. And they're all out in their nice like green dresses and everything, and like holding photos up of the Pope. And there's 10,000 Rangers fans there singing about how they hate the Pope and hate Irish people. So it was, I just kind of came up to her and protected her, let's just say. So it was,
Okay.
Saw an opportunity.
You know what? Somehow that story has been changed a couple of times.
He scores, that's
More like hit the crossbar.
Have your family come over to see you, visit?
Not yet, no,
No.
but they're coming out for my graduation.
They will come for graduation.
Yes.
That's in May.
Yes, that,
Yeah.
I think it's June.
It'll be June time, yeah.
Yeah, June time. Yeah.
Okay, June you graduate, and then from there you don't know.
It's next June I'm going, but
next
yeah,
June.
Yeah,
next
so
June.
Sorry.
So because he transferred, like, you know, obviously all colleges don't accept 100%
Yes,
of their
they
transfer
don't, right.
credits. So he's finishing. He's actually going to graduate with his associates first.
Yeah.
And then next year he'll graduate with his bachelor's.
Awesome.
Because all those credits that he's taken previously will go as electives into his program for business.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
Shave, learn how to shave.
A few
Now,
years left for
I'm
that.
sure everybody can see this on the YouTube, but Robby has like the smoothest skin for a 20-year-old. He shaves with a face cloth.
Can I see the tattoo you have right here? I
yeah.
noticed it.
So that's my grandfather there. He's the guy that got me into football from the beginning. So
He did.
So I should have recruited him. That's what you're telling me.
What's the one on the other side? That's what I know.
This is actually America. This is a crazy idea. My friend drew it. But this is America on a
Hot air balloon.
hot air balloon on a boat. So it's all about traveling around the world, basically. And then that's a head full of dreams because the world. I'm not going to hit out with any cringy quotes here, so that's fine. But these are my nice tattoos I've got.
What was the hardest part for you to get used to when you came? Was there something that stood out as the most difficult? Was the food significantly different? Was there?
Don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but the guns, Kentucky.
Yeah.
That was. I don't want to get into the politics or anything, but that was the biggest shock to me because I went from like having nothing, like I never even had a pocket knife in Scotland to coming out to Kentucky where they're very obviously there's a lot of rednecks and stuff there, and it was. They were just cutting about with guns on their side. I was like, this is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That took me months to get used to.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Get into Walmart.
I think it's a
Yeah,
big.
they wear
I think
that
it's
a
a big culture shock. Like,
yeah,
you
they
know,
have like the.
Yeah.
Like a
even the
holster?
Irish police, they don't have guns over them. Like
They
there's
don't.
no. So the normal Irish police that actually just go out, and same with England as well, that go out and just like walk the beat, like, you know, like beat cops, like dressed up in their uniform. They don't have guns.
Yeah.
So it's just like a truncheon.
Okay.
Or like an extendable, like, you know,
Baton. Yeah.
thing, whatever
Yeah.
it's called. But
No
then
tasers?
no,
No.
nothing.
Wow.
No, but then there's another branch of that police force.
Yeah.
It's called the Special Branch. How weird they came up with that name. They're the special. It's another branch. Oh, we'll call it the Special Branch. So they actually are the ones that are more like kind of like they're more responsive. If anything was happening, like a bank was getting robbed, they would be there in their jackets and their guns. They're the only ones that actually are allowed to carry guns.
Really?
Yeah.
I
so
had
it's,
no
it's
idea.
like they're like detectives.
Okay.
If you want to kind of compare it.
Sure.
But like the normal police just have like handcuffs. Some of them have 40 handcuffs.
Pepper spray.
And then a baton.
spray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pepper spray, yeah, probably.
It's funny because I never I had guns in my house. My father didn't have any guns. I don't know if that's an Irish influence handed down. I don't think anybody in my family had guns.
Yeah.
There was one who was a police officer. He may have had guns. I have shotguns recently with him. It's fun for target practice and stuff like that. But
Never.
But I just
Had a pellet gun.
Yeah, I had a pellet gun.
Thing
BB gun.
is about like the size of that cabinet there. It's
Yeah.
massive.
We had we shot an M4, was it, or an
An
M14?
M4 assault rifle.
Yeah. which, I mean, as
You were
tar-
like, yeah.
I've done it before in Alabama. I shot an M14.
yeah, but see, but none of that stuff was ever in my scope at all.
When I first
was a
moved
kid.
to Alabama, when we'd go to like Walmart or Twice Daily, which is like their version of 7-Eleven, or Circle K, that's their
Right,
version of
okay,
7-Eleven.
no Circle K.
They'll have like holsters, everybody, even cashiers, but here, like nobody walks around with a gun on their hip at
Well,
all.
they only kind of changed the concealed carry, right?
Yeah.
In New York State recently, probably like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll just have it right out, like
Just on show.
just on show.
It's
So
quite
kind of like
scary,
what
but-
Clint, you probably don't know who Clint Eastwood is.
I
You know,
who-
oh, good lad. We should
Yeah.
keep him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just have the saying like "make my day," you know. So like,
Yeah.
you know, pull out the gun and whatnot.
That's it's funny because I'm not very familiar with the South, and then when they moved there, it was because his mom and I separated. And she wanted to be near her family. Her brother had been in the army and then retired there, got a
he
government
doesn't
job.
even have guns. His are all in Chicago.
Yeah.
His
So
all
would
is
you
out.
would you have noticed the culture shock as well? Like
I
the
think
same as
I
me
think I
moving
would
out
have
here?
because I never saw it. I never saw people carrying around when I was a kid. I mean, I grew up in a very rural town out away from here, about 4 or 5 hours away, and there were people that hunted and stuff. Certainly, maybe some kids had shotguns to go hunting after school, but I don't remember anybody carrying. You know. So that's you're right. That would be a bit of a culture
I
shock.
think not only the culture shock,
Especially when
of
the police don't carry it. I mean, I had no idea.
like even like I have to say when I came to Ireland in 2023, I think it was, I was stopped at Newark. Now I had a shaved head, right, like shaved head and a little kind of goatee. Like
Yeah.
I actually
You look
looked
menacing.
Like, I actually looked like Middle Eastern.
Okay,
So they actually stopped me
they did.
and said, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Ireland." No, you're not. And I was like, Jesus Christ, yes, I am. You know, like I was like, yes, it's me. I'm actually from Ireland. They were like, but you look like Middle Eastern. And I'm like, never thought of it that way.
Wow, they said that to you?
Yeah, they actually had to like they actually took me to another room and asked me questions. What are you doing here? I says I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
And they were like, where's your family from? I'm like, Ireland.
Yeah.
So they didn't believe me.
Was this like the early 2000s?
Yeah, it was just probably just after 9/11, like, you know, because 9/11 was what, 2021?
Yeah.
2000.
2001. Yeah.
2001, but it was like 2003, I think it was.
Yeah, so
and it was
you're
in
right.
Newark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then
in
people
Newark.
in New Jersey.
I think the other thing about culture would be like my friends from like Kentucky. I invited them over to Scotland last summer, so I had like 8 people staying in my house, and it was the best time ever. I was their tour guide for a whole week. But like when I told the girl Killian from her dad's was in the army, he's got loads of guns in his house, etc. And I said to Killian, like, when you come over here, you're not allowed like to even carry a pocket knife, pepper spray, all these things. She's like, no way, I can't come out. How am I meant to protect myself? All this stuff.
Well,
like,
what's
I'm
the-
like,
That was actually a really good American accent,
thanks,
Robbie.
man.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
just
bro.
noticed that.
That's yeah, that says a lot, right? About not feeling safe.
Yeah.
Or what I think is clearly a learned thing and a sense of paranoia for sure. Because I got to tell you, I always say I must live in a bubble. I don't ever feel like I'm not safe. I don't. I just feel like everything's okay. I love.
Like the Europeans are very carefree, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like what you were saying when you met your girlfriend in Portugal. We go to like on holidays to like Spain.
Yes.
Like Greece.
Right.
You know, that's a normal trait for us.
Sure.
You guys go to Florida.
Well, and it's almost the same distance.
But we're very carefree.
So-
We're like, we don't care. Like, if something's happening,
Yeah.
we're gonna go there.
Yes.
Like, regardless.
It doesn't-
Like, it
regardless.
doesn't phase us.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've more of a like kind of a like a definitely a carefree attitude, like regarding a lot of things. But if there's something going on where, you know, there's a war or if people have guns, I don't like. Oh, he has a gun. So what?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, if your number's up, your number's up. That's how I kind of feel.
It's an interesting concept. The way you think. I wonder, because I was trying to think of this. There was a guy I follow on TikTok who lives in Argentina now. He's a young guy, traveled the world, talking about Argentina and how he goes, if you're a morning person, this is not the city for you. He goes, we don't go to bed till 3 o'clock in the morning. People don't go out until 11 o'clock at night. Dinner isn't right. So we live this way.
I like Argentina already.
But we live in America, we live in a, man, what are you doing today? Grind it out, move it, that sort of thing. And I'm not saying the rest of the world doesn't, but I feel like listening to you guys, and I had neighbors when we were growing up, or the boys were growing up, that were from Finland and Sweden. And
Love Finland.
Yeah, and I said to her once, I said, how many languages do you speak? Now, do you both speak more than just... No, nothing. Okay, so...
I speak broken English.
I speak Scottish and English.
Yeah. Is there a Scottish language?
There is a Gaelic.
Gaelic.
It's kind of like the same as Irish. It's kind of that Celtic.
Okay.
My brother studies it a lot because he's been to Ireland a few times.
Yeah.
it's actually
Wow, that's weird because there's only like 100,000 people in like Scotland and Ireland that do it, in Scotland.
So one of the kids that we're recruiting, Tig, that's an Irish name, and it's spelled really weird. Yeah, it's TADHG.
TADHG?
Yeah.
And that's Tig?
Tig. Yeah, so he actually went to an Irish-speaking school.
Okay.
So his speaking
So they all
school,
speak
like
Gaelic.
even when they were teaching math, they would speak Gaelic.
Yeah.
So he, like the mother asked me the other day, she goes, well, look at, he's gone to an Irish school, like, and they teach everything in Irish. Do you think he's going to have an issue with speaking in English? And I says, well, you're speaking in English and you speak in English at home. Yeah. Like my two sons have an American accent.
Right.
Because they go to school.
Yes.
And they're in school like
the influence
9 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then they come home and hear me go, clean your room. It's just kind of water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if that would be the same there. Yeah, but my point was, when you go on vacation, you're going to another country.
Yeah.
Right? And so she said to me, because they spoke 4 or 5 languages, we had to. If we wanted to see a desert, we got to go to a different country. If we wanted, here, it's all within the borders of the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I was in Finland last year and I had an amazing time.
Yeah, I hear
it was like, it's the weirdest kind of feel because you, like 12 o'clock at night, it's still bright.
Yeah.
And then it gets to 1 o'clock and it's kind of dusk.
Yeah.
By 4:15, it's bright again.
Was this around June?
It was July. It was actually the time when it was around July 4th.
Okay.
And actually, our president was actually in Helsinki at the time, so everything had to get shut down, and we had to walk around this way, and games got pushed back.
Yeah. For
game times, it was a soccer tournament that I was at. Yeah.
Look at this. Yeah, it is very strange. Listening. I wish we took a more relaxed approach. I'm finding that it doesn't help. This idea of grind. It's an ugly mentality. As you're talking about this young lady who's fearful to walk around, what am I going to do without at least pepper spray? How am I going to protect myself? And the thing is that if you feel like you're always under attack, that's a shitty life.
Yeah.
That's a shitty life. And I don't know if do I live in a bubble? I never felt that way ever at all in my life. Did I ever feel like, I mean, I've had moments where I better get out of here. I can feel the mood changing. That's different than feeling like I got to carry a gun to protect myself.
I think the only time I've felt that sort of because I'm usually fine, I'm quite relaxed about things. The only time I think I've ever felt in danger was when I was in Cancun for spring break.
Yeah.
That was the only time because there's obviously just so many
Cartels.
American, the cartels and stuff there as well. Yeah,
Did you know any of the cartels by any chance? You are from Scotland.
I only bought off them a few times, so no, I'm kidding. No, so it was probably the cartels, and it was just you've heard so many stories about like the corruption in the police, that it was just very, very scary, like walking around, to be honest, because you just didn't want to do one thing wrong, or you thought you were going to get handcuffed, so you had to be very careful at all times.
You're a young guy. You'd be old enough to vote if you were a U.S. citizen, not old enough to drink. What, in your mind, is the perception of America beyond our borders? How are we seen in the world, or by you, like in your mind?
I think a lot of it for people, I can just say for people my age.
Yeah. I mean, you're the future leaders of the planet. So,
how do we perceive America? How do we think of America back home? I think with a lot of it is just from movies. That's what I mean. A lot of people don't fly all the way. They go to Orlando because they want to go to Disney World and Universal.
Yeah.
So they see the magical palace and everything.
But I mean, like politically speaking and all
politically,
that. Yeah, you don't know?
Oh, crazy. Absolute crazy country. Because I don't like to get involved in it all. I just think there's so much opinions. Like you go to one state, it's obviously all states.
Yeah.
So you go to Kentucky, and there's Trump 2024 flags everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
And you go somewhere else, and there's like that's just state by state.
Well, it's become very divided in this
Yes,
country.
it's-
I think social media has certainly helped people find their tribe. And what I always worry about with social media, and I don't know if it's the same in Ireland or Scotland, but
We only just got social media last year. No, joking.
but the way it's used here is almost as though I found my people, right? So now I'm right. And the definition, and I say this a lot on the podcast, of an opinion is it's halfway between fact and fiction.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, it doesn't become opinion because I'm right, and I always think that you're not just wrong, you're dead fucking wrong, and you're dead to me, and but it doesn't help anything. And so we have what I think is a very, very ugly time in our country's history as that's going on. I'm not saying one way or the other on both sides. We certainly, we go too far in one direction or too far in the other direction. And I always say, come to the middle. It's nice and warm. We can have a dialogue, and we don't seem to have that here.
It's funny in 2016 when President Trump actually got elected.
Yeah.
I actually stayed up. I was very fascinated with the whole kind of who was going to win kind of thing.
Sure.
And I actually stayed up the whole night and watched it.
So did I. That was the only time I've been interested.
And
in
it was
You stayed.
Yep.
Yeah,
Why? What was the interest for you?
I think it was just like it was the first time there's a bit of excitement. Like Trump was Trump we're talking about here,
Yeah.
and that was Trump was involved in that one. So I always liked Trump, obviously from being a successful businessman. I don't mean now, but when I was younger, I used to see obviously he was a successful
The
businessman.
Apprentice that was getting shown all over Ireland and England and Europe.
He
Like,
was
that
in
was
the
a massive,
Home
yeah.
Alone. He
Home
was in
Alone,
the
yeah.
Home Alone scene.
Yes,
in the hotel.
Home Alone. That's right.
So there was obviously an interest for
And
me
not
there.
only that, like in Scotland they have Trump golf courses. In Ireland they have, and then also with the Trump buildings, it was more of a like what you were saying earlier on when people go to Orlando, that magical feel of
Yes.
having the this is like the American dream kind of thing, and that's kind of the top picture of it. But it was funny. Go ahead, you finish, and then I'll talk about.
Sorry.
Like,
I just love the like how much of a salesman the guy is, like because he comes to Scotland and he talks about how much he loves it. Like he has his own course, Trump Tumbury, as coach mentioned there, and he has like snipers on the roof everywhere, all round it. Like see round the course
When he's
like
there.
when he's there.
Yeah.
So his
Obviously
helicopter
with-
comes
yeah,
down,
with
lands.
Secret Service and everything.
Secret Service all round the course in Scotland. He's the only person to have that in Scotland. Not our Prime Minister in England doesn't. Our Prime Minister doesn't have that. Do you know what I mean? He makes
His
even
pepper
gets
spray
himself-
standing on the top of the top of the 18th green with pepper spray.
It's gonna be like
gets
David
himself
and Goliath. It's a slingshot and a rock.
We have our our political party leader, the one when Trump was in Scotland before, Nicola Sturgeon, which is the political party leader for Scotland, and he was making his opinions about her when it's not even his country. So I love it. He was getting involved with our politics when it makes no difference to him.
So a lot of my friends actually text me like when he actually got in, because it was very, very early in the morning in Ireland and England. They were like, "What have you guys done?" And I was like, I don't know. I didn't vote. I'm not an American citizen yet. So actually, this is now my first time.
It is.
Being an American citizen, being
Yes.
able to vote.
Yeah.
But to be honest, like I look at it from like kind of like taking a step back and talking about like the country, like what people do for the country. I thought he actually brought a lot more jobs back to the US, and I thought the business side of it helped him run the country. Now, if we could have just like cut off his thumbs and keep him away from social media, it's just Bill's face. It's just like, I agree with you.
He's blocked on Twitter.
I know. Yeah.
Well, here's the way I saw it. He changed the game of politics, and why I think there's parts of the country
It's
that
like a
feel.
troll. Like,
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
you sneeze, ha ha. You know, like,
But that is exactly what it is, because he went on the debate stage, and I remember going, "There's no way he's going to win." I just thought, "There's no way," because he had said things and had a past, and we knew, there were people who were very well qualified to run our country who were upended by scandals. He came out and he was Teflon, and he started on the debate stage calling people names, and taking shots at this.
Sleepy Joe Biden.
Yeah, and I think that people saw this and went, "Yeah, you're fucking right. You're fucking right." And I'm sick of this, and I'm sick of hearing these people, and I think there was a whole groundswell, and that nobody cared about what was ever in his past, but what it was in this moment was somebody standing up and calling bullshit on a lot of stuff, I at least in their opinion. And I think you saw pockets of this country rise up and go, I'm tired of feeling as though I'm less than. I'm tired of this far left, I'm tired of the middle part of our country being run by the coasts.
Yeah.
Is
People,
basically what it was.
someone literally died for something he said, it's crazy. They literally died over him.
Yeah. It's weird.
Or, during the Capitol raid, someone got shot.
Oh,
just for
yeah.
being-
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know what'll happen this time. I was worried about what would happen on a global scale, because there were times, I would hear things again. I always say this. He's done a great job, and even we question everything now. Fake news.
Yep.
No one said fake news before this, right?
Because we went along with it.
Well, we went along
It
with
was
it.
like it was like fed.
But I hate to say this, but he's got a point.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why on this podcast I always say, well, wait a second. I'm not sure about this because I don't know. So my example here is there are people who say that they were in the cabinet as to how dumb he was. Like he didn't know certain things in terms of global politics, historical things, just things you should know,
But think
where
of it this
things
way.
are.
It's kind of like,
But you got a bunch of people who do.
asking your son James to come and coach my soccer team.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know how to actually go ahead and do that.
Right.
But on the same side of it, you're asking someone that is a businessman to run a country and be politically correct.
Yes.
And
Right.
he wasn't.
No. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
And I think that but to those points, look, if any CEO who's worth their salt will tell you, I hire people who are smarter than me.
Fact.
So they can do things that I can't do. So I always take everything with a bit of a grain of salt, not just for Trump, but everything, because I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not in there, but it bothers me as to how divisive all this has become.
I know when any of the presidents came to Ireland, Ireland has a strictly, you're not allowed to carry a gun if you're not an Irish citizen and a part of the Irish Army or the special branch through Garda Síochána, which is the Garda Association kind of thing. And their Secret Service, one or two of them got arrested because they actually had a gun on them.
Oh, really? Just
Yeah.
when they were off duty?
When they were actually protecting the president.
Oh.
They weren't allowed to carry guns, and the Irish government were like, you can't, but they were in every, they went through Ireland with a fine tooth comb, 3-4 weeks prior, in drains, anywhere, they were climbing through drains and keeping people there just in case anything was actually going to happen to one of the presidents that was there. It was fascinating to read about it.
Sure.
They weren't allowed to carry guns.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know if Ireland allowed them after that. Oh, that's something that I had to look at.
Yeah, in terms of now,
Yeah,
if you went
yeah,
back.
yeah.
I have a question from an American viewing into the UK. Why does it always look wet? It's always rain and wet there.
Oh,
There's
the
a-
weather's
there's a
shite,
rain.
man. The weather is shite.
There's a big thing called the Atlantic Ocean.
No, I know, but it's just it's always wet there. I just feel bad.
It does us good because that's how Ireland is so green.
Green, yeah.
Because obviously the weather pattern comes across like we get storms here in New York that affects storms in Ireland and in Scotland and in England because of it comes across because of the Atlantic drift.
Yeah.
So it's really straight. It's a good question, but it's always raining. If you look at the west coast of Ireland, you could have snow, sleet, hail, sun, cloud, rain, wind, all in one day.
I love it though because see, like you're saying, the weather's shite. See when you see in summer, me and my friends always look forward to it, especially when I was back in school and no one had jobs, right? Yeah. It was amazing that you looked forward to literally the 2 days that you knew were going to be I don't know what
2 days.
Literally the 2 days of summer. What would it be? 14 degrees? I don't know.
Oh, in Dublin you could get up to 22, 23, but then it'd be raining and then you would have to jump into a store and wait for the rain to stop and then you would run out and then it'd be piping hot And then but you get to the top of the corner to turn around. You have a jacket on because it's cold, and then you go into another store or you go into a bar to have a pint because it's usually the case in Ireland. And then from there you come back out and it's like snowing, and you're going like, what's going on? It's like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
As soon as it's over like 14 degrees Celsius, like everyone's got their tops off. That's what they say. You just walk around the street, everyone's got a bottle of wine in their hand and their top off. That's what it's like. Honestly, that's what it's like in Dublin, especially your areas in Dublin as well.
Yeah, like anywhere around O'Connell Street or like even Stephen's Green, it's a beautiful part, like where the sun comes out. Everybody takes their lunch and just goes out onto Stephen's Green, and from there just goes out and like sunbaits. And they will be getting beers. Like, I remember when I was working for this company back in Ireland, my boss was like, all right, we're going to go for lunch. And I'm like, all right, cool. There was 9 of us. We stayed there for 3 hours and we drank on our lunch break and went back to work. And that's like...
Did anybody get any work done?
We not do any of that for lunch
we
breaks,
actually talked about like work while we were there. So, but he was like, all right, don't worry about it. We're good. Went back 2 hours and then we left.
That's
it's productive. Keeps the team happy.
Yes,
to keep the morality of the team up.
So, is there a part of Ireland that I was always told the jet stream hits?
It's probably like Galway around there.
Well, is there? Now, I was told, I don't know if this exists or not, palm trees on a beach in some part of Ireland where it gets very, very warm, and it's more because like the jet stream in the ocean kind of comes up, or whatever that stream would be. I may have the wrong one, but like there's warm, and there's just one beach and this one pocket, and there's, I don't know. This is what I've been told, and I've never looked it up. I've just only been told about it. So I always go, I don't know if it's true.
Pause, please.
Yes.
I'll be there in 30 seconds.
Okay.
They're actually saying, there is palm trees in Ireland.
I've never seen that. Never heard of that in my life.
Yeah.
On the West Shores because of the warm Gulf Stream.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Gulf Stream. Yeah. I'm saying jet stream. Gulf Stream.
It was kind of the same thing.
Well, but one's in the water, one's in the air. So I'm way off.
But like,
I'm way off. But yes, the Gulf Stream hits up on the west coast of
Yeah.
That's
never knew that. Learn something new every day.
Look at that. Now that's where you need to go in the summer.
Yep, there we go. me and my girlfriend will end up going there. We're on a low budget this summer though. I don't earn any money out here.
You're not getting to the Europa League final, so
Is there a favorite part of Europe for you that you like to go?
I would say for me, Spain. I was lucky enough. My mum and dad have always had an apartment in Spain since I was about 3 years old.
Yeah.
So it's been my second home. We go a lot of times during the year.
And you don't speak Spanish?
I know it's terrible, isn't it?
No,
I do.
I think
I actually do.
You do?
Yeah. Dos cervezas, por favor.
Fanta naranja, that's what I used to answer. Fanta orange. But no, I can say like.
But do most people speak English around the world now? It used to be French was the international language. I feel like English is.
English is definitely the international language. Like, I mean, especially in our area, it's a lot of retired English people where we live.
In
expats,
so
getting out of the wet and
it's kind of like
running away from their wives and their grandchildren.
It's the snowbirds.
Where is this? Because I went to Costa del Sol many years ago.
Costa
Madrid.
del Sol.
Costa del Sol. Right? Is that what it is? Am I saying right?
Actually, 100%.
That's
on Love Island.
That's what it is.
Bill Moran.
Well, no, I was there in 1989. I was 17, and I walked into a McDonald's and got a beer, and I was so excited.
Oh, it's fun. They have that in the airport.
It's amazing.
I was so happy to do that.
Yeah, just punch that in.
And then cognac con chocolate was the other thing that I fell in love with. Yeah.
I have aunts and cousins from Spain. You know, Mike on my mom's side.
Yes.
So her son used to travel around the world and met a woman from Spain and had kids, and they all like lived in Norwegian,
Norway.
Yeah, Norway. And other places like that in Spain.
Yeah.
Spain's great. My brother has a bar in the Canary Islands just off the coast of Morocco.
Wow.
We got to go do a podcast.
Yes, that would be awesome. I would
Can we expense that?
Yes, we can.
It's on the college budget. There's got to be no women's volleyball team next year.
Or rugby.
But that's amazing what you've built it at Bryant and Stratton.
So they've had two basketball, going straight off topic again.
Yeah.
We had two basketball teams and then we added soccer. But they had two basketball teams prior to me getting there. But now with the house soccer has done so well, winning a national championship in November, which Robby was a part of.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So like from there, like the growth of that is just coming off the back of it. So we're probably going to be bringing in another we'll probably have about 44, 45 kids again for the soccer teams.
Really?
For both the first team and the reserves, and then women's soccer, and then obviously
Are there
women's.
dorms that these guys
Yeah, so
stay at?
we use a dorm company, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is the camp? I don't even know.
So you know where the Tops, Tully's, Jeremiah's, just at the back of that. It's been there as long as I can remember because I took...
Wait, over in Henrietta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have another place over in Greece as well.
And so where do you practice?
We practice up on John Street.
So this college is in Rochester?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Bryant and Stratton.
We actually get a chance to win. Well, we didn't. We actually won, but we actually have a ring that we're actually going to be getting this year. So it's actually kind of unique that we're actually getting this ring. And I've only seen it like on like Super Bowl. Like, you know, people like having these massive rings that are like ginormous in size, and now we actually get a chance to actually wear one.
This is what you look forward to. See, like when you're asking why did you want to come to America? It's these rings. You
great.
see them in the movies.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted the whole time being in America.
See if I can throw it on here. Yeah, look at that. That's impressive.
Yeah, so like I now have to actually have my own Secret Service when I'm walking around, just to make sure I don't get go. Especially if I go to Glasgow.
Me and the boys are going on a night out with them all on. As soon as we get them, we're all going out, walking about like this.
So I remember being over in Madrid and a kid's asking me, a guy, he might have been from England, saying, "Is America like what we see in the movies? Are the houses that big? Are the, you know?"
We were only talking about that yesterday. Thomas Long, one of our goalkeepers, actually dislocated his finger yesterday in goalkeeping training, and he says, "What's the houses like over here, coach?" I says, "Oh yeah, you haven't been to my house." It says, "Like, well, we just bought a new house, and now the housing market is like at a really high, and so like 4 bedrooms, like finished basement. I have my radio studio down there. I showed you that,
yeah.
And then from there, it was just like, you know, they're a lot bigger. Like even when I moved in 2021, and one of the lads said to me, you know, like how much was this house? And I told him, he's like, "Oh, this would be worth like 500,000-600,000 over in England, like in Great Britain pounds, which
especially in London.
yeah,
especially
massive.
London.
Hard
Massive
too.
houses.
Yeah.
But the traffic in London, if you ever go to London, don't rent a car. Don't rent a car. I went for the Bills game.
Yeah.
You
It
better
was the
cycling.
worst. It was the worst experience driving around there. It was awful. Like it was like even driving in New York City wasn't that bad, but you actually get taxed for driving into the city of London.
Yes.
And we didn't know that, and we never were told. So we had like a £400 bill when we got back. My wife was like, "What? I'm not paying this." And then we were like, "We have to pay it."
Well, this has been fascinating. I think it's great. Congratulations on the championship.
I thank you very much.
Yeah, and one more year as a student athlete.
Yeah, one more year as a student athlete, and then I'll be kicked out of the country, it looks like.
Yeah.
We should have done that last year.
Aye, one more year, and then that's me. I need to worry about what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. I might be going back and doing a postgraduate degree in Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm always still wanting to play football, though. Just unsure what level that is yet, but I'm always wanting to play football.
Yeah, my brother studied over in Canterbury and has a friend, Scottish Steve.
That's Canterbury.
Yeah,
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up. And he stayed in touch with this Australian kid and a Scottish kid. Aussie Steve and Scottish Steve. 2 guys named Steve.
We actually have two Aussies coming in to us this year. We have a couple of English, a couple of Irish, and a Swedish, and a couple of Germans. And the German kid that we have coming in is 6'8".
Wow.
It's a centre forward.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a soccer player that tall.
Big
200
fuck, I'm not the striker.
200 pounds. You're going to have to deal with him in practice, though.
Yeah. Well, good luck with all this. I think what you've done here is really impressive.
We'll see how impressive it is next November. We'll come back and do another show. Or we'll keep you updated. Or you should come to a game.
I'll come
and
to a
actually
game.
watch a game and do a podcast at the game.
I will come to a game, and I'd love to have you back just to hang out and shoot the shit sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's great. Oh, it was nice to meet you, Robby,
nice to meet
and
you.
Always good to see you, dude.
Yeah,
always
you too.
good to see
Bill.
you.
Thanks for having us on.
Close it out here. This will drop right after Easter. So the Monday after April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day. Is that a big deal anywhere other than America?
No, he's just a fool.
He's just calling me the fool.
For Darren, for Robby, for Jameson, I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you tomorrow.
Didn't know what to do. I turned the TV on and wrote a letter to you. The news was talking about a dragnet up on the interstate.
Leos, because it's spring break, everybody's home, and they're all going to be wanting to eat. So you know what you need to do? You need to get to Leos and stock up on the to-go foods. Perfect for quick and easy meals. Just grab. Because everybody's kind of all over the place. You know, some people are waking up a little later. That way you just grab and have it. Maybe a homemade quiche. Perfect for breakfast, right? Chicken pot pie. Nice lunch. Shepherd's pie. Spaghetti meatballs. Turkey dinner. Chicken parm. So much more. You can have that for dinner, but you've got them all, and then nobody's complaining. Pre-packed and ready for you to grab and go for your next meal. It's all there at Leo's. Plus, remember, fresh baked $2 French bread and Italian bread all day, every day. What's the best thing about Leo's? Everything. On Despatch Drive in East Rochester, open every day.
BTB's wood-fired pizza and grill in the mall at Grease Ridge.
The Connors and Ferris Law Firm focuses on workers' comp, Social Security disability, and personal injury. So if you find yourself hurt on the job, I want you to remember this number, and it's a very easy number to remember, 262-COMP. That's your hotline to Connors and Ferris. They understand the complexities of workers' compensation claims. They understand dealing with insurance companies, dealing with employers, but most importantly, they understand the legal system. For you, all of this is overwhelming. That's why you call. For you, all of this is overwhelming, and that's why you call Connors and Ferris at 262-COMP. They're going to advocate for your rights and strive to secure the benefits and compensation you deserve, but most importantly, you'll have peace of mind knowing you have a team by your side advocating for you and giving you the attention you deserve. So stop the worry, eliminate the stress, actually sleep at night knowing you made the most intelligent choice and contacted Connors and Ferris. Connors and Ferris have offices in New York City, Syracuse, Rochester, and Buffalo. They are committed to serving you better and only a quick call away at 262-COMP today. Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.